Gee, I'd be passing it too, especially if it's the friend I think it is. I wouldn't be taking any notice of the selections. Yes, honestly, 365, 140, classify 435, 190. His Destiny, 5s and 2s, Gold Charm, 690 has support here. Michelle Hopkins continuing on her winning way into the hundreds, 720, 220, the money now as they line up. The colours of Sir Patrick Hogan evident with Irish Craig. The Wen runners have 2 in the field. They have Mighty Valiant and All Questions running. And Mighty Valiant will carry the pink cap from memory. There's Dick Stevenson's runner, Me Brumby, going forward. It's the horse that took off to Avondale, jumped the outside fence and headed down one of the main roads of Avondale and caught by Davina Waddell, who did a super job that day. For His Destiny, the 10-year-old having his first run over the fence, is about to go forward. Tamish will be one of the last to load up. Will we have a last look at the money? Yeah, honestly, he's tightened up. We thought so. Into 325. Soji Sakai, number 1. Ichibon will give it a great sight. It'll be handy throughout. Good luck if you're on the first. Here's Darren Tyquin.
Thanks, Steve. Tamichi, the last one to come up at the 36. Honestly, the favourite at $3.25. Warm support, $4.15 for Classify. They're ready. Imperial Warrior a little bit restless over on the outside. Starters about to hit the button, stalls open, they are off and racing now in the chase, the first event of the program, and stepping away nicely from the machine was Mighty Valiant over on the inside with Tamichi out wide. Honestly in the centre, and just in behind those horses there was All Questions as they jumped the first one. They'll been followed then by His Destiny, a couple of lengths, make it 3 lengths back in fact, then to Irish Crake over on the outside as they hop over the second. About 2 lengths away then Me Brumby over on the inside, then Imperial Warrior followed by Gold Charm. 4 lengths back then to Fair of Heart, and Classify is back over on the inside of that runner as they top and tail the next obstacle, the third down the back straight, and they all negotiated safely. And Honestly assumes control big time here and shot out by 5 lengths as they work off the back and run down the side of the course from Mighty Valiant second. About 2.5 lengths away then to the next one, and that was His Destiny, who's lying in third spot as they're about to come up to the next obstacle on the point of the home turn, which will lead them into the lane, and a big leap by the fave. Honestly, oh, His Destiny's down, and losing the rider was Irish Crake at that one. They both came to grief at the jump on the point of the home turn, and the leader is Honestly in front and out of trouble and away for favourite punters on the turn by 5 lengths now from Mighty Valiant second as they come up for the double down the lane, and they've been pressed then by All Questions up on the inside of Tamichi. The 2 riderless horses are coming down centre track and obviously going to miss the jumps in the straight, and they're about 10 or 12 lengths then Imperial Warrior followed by Gold Charm, Me Brumby, Classify, and back of the tail is Fair of Heart. Honestly skimmed over the one in front of the grandstands here by the best part of 8 lengths. So Honestly just have it strung out like snags on a butcher's hook in front of the winning post, nearly about 200 yards covering the ground. Here's the false jump, up and over goes Honestly by about 8 lengths, and they are really strung out, aren't they? Honestly the leader. Over in second placing is Mighty Valiant. They've all negotiated it safely. About 10 lengths away then All Questions, and they've been followed then by the next runner, and that was Tamichi, who's up along the inside. About 15 lengths away Imperial Warrior, further 4 lengths to Gold Charm and Classify as they go into the next obstacle. It's like watching 2 races, and a further 3 or 4 lengths away to Fair of Heart and Me Brumby up over on the outside last of all. So these horses are getting into the race too, these riderless horses here. Let's hope they don't cause any bother as they go down the back straight again, and 1,400 metres left to run, where the leader out in front is Honestly by about 5 lengths now. Riderless horses coming through, getting off the track to give them room. Over on the outside is Mighty Valiant, who's a clear second. Tamichi is starting to stalk them. He's about 2.5 to 3 lengths away, although he got into that one a bit awkwardly, and they've been followed by All Questions. The next one 10 or 12 lengths away Imperial Warrior, 5 lengths back then to Classify, and they've been followed then by Gold Charm, who's back on the inside of that runner. And forget about Fair of Heart, and you certainly forget about the other one. Me Brumby is tailed out about 50 yards away last of all. Honestly still the pilot, up and over the next obstacle. Clark of course doing a great job to round in one of those riderless ones down the back. Honestly by 6 off the back and down the side. In second placing is Mighty Valiant, about 3 or 4 lengths away then. 2 back on the inside Tamichi. All Questions starting to plot on over on the outside, getting to third and within striking range of the leader. They've been followed by 6 then at the head of the rest Imperial Warrior, and 8 or 10 lengths away to Classify Gold Charm and Fair of Heart behind them. them, but they've still got to get to Honestly on the home turn. 2 left to go now. Honestly, the pilot, by about 8 or 10. 2 in second placing, All Questions. Then came Tamichi on the inside. Mighty Valiant's the next one. Imperial Warrior back in behind them as they start to close ranks. They've still got to catch the leader though, Honestly. Coming down to the second last. He leads them for Shoji Sakai by the best part of 10 lengths. Up and over. Oh, he dipped a little on landing, but he's got a lovely lead. Oh, one's down there. And a heavy fall from Mighty Valiant. All Questions in second spot from Tamichi. Imperial Warrior running on. But Honestly jumped the last and he's got it in the bank. Honestly well clear by 15 lengths. Imperial Warrior getting into second placing, but it's all Honestly. And down to the line, Honestly is going to win by, I would suggest anyway, 10 lengths on the line. Second, Imperial Warrior, similar margin away. All Questions running third, and then came Classify 4, followed by Gold Charm, Fair of Heart, Tamichi, and Me Brumby just riding. And Mighty Valiant had a pretty severe looking tumble at the second last jump of the horses up, and so too is the rider. So Honestly out in front, out of trouble. Favourite punters deliriously happy at $3.05 and $1.35. Let's hope you snared the Quinella. Imperial Warrior second at $10.50, and our mate in Wellington, I'm sure, would have got the trifecta with All Questions getting up for third at $3.95 for the place.
So home first here, Honestly, your favourite. It was never any doubt, was it? Absolutely bolted, and it was going to win, I think, from about the time it took off and jumped the second fence. They just couldn't get near it, and when those two went out at about the 600 metre mark, it spread them out even more. And, well, it was just a case of if he stood up, which he nearly didn't last time he raced here with Stephen Douglas, but over first, Shoji Sakai, Ichibon, number 1, Too Good, and Imperial Warrior storming home to take second. And, by gee, there were some tired horses in this. They never got into the race. He just absolutely cruised home. Shoji Sakai, yeah, dipped a touch on that, but just 1 tenth to go. And gee, I tell you what, the Wen runners, both of them nearly came down at that second last. The live fence, ears pricked, and this is just a working gallop for him. He's probably done more work at a Cambridge jumping trial than this. He's just loving it, isn't he? Here's the call, Dave Carter.
Supporters Club, Steeple. 2, 3, 7, 1, 5, 13. 6 to weigh. 2, 3, 7, 1, 5, 13. Time 4, 15, 97.
Too Good. We'll have information with respect to the riders that came to grief. Shane Smith, should I say, looks to be okay, but I think he finished, yes, I think he finished on the third horse on that occasion. So, should I say the horse that fell, so that's all right. 2 Honestly, 1's okay, 3.05, 1.35. Imperial Warrior, 2.80, and 7 All Questions, 3.95. Quinella 2 and 3 given out by Darren Tyquin, 14.25. There's Ian George. Don't know why I called him the vet, Ian Douglas. Anyway, 2 and 3 and 7 the trifecta, $268 even. We'll have information with regards to Cowra Waters as soon as we can. Andre, we'll feed that down to the studio to you.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. There's a few accidents in the race, wasn't there? The second on the card due off at 10 minutes past 1. Shoji Sakai back at the head of the field with Ian George. Verna, there's the early favourite here, $2.45 at $1. Formed from last campaign along with Ocean Rules, $4.65 and $1.75. And there's probably no real surprise that those two are dominating the betting and the second on the card. Form on the board, as mentioned from their last campaigns, Ocean